No. And before you dislike the video and say, oh, look at this Kurama, what does he know? You need to understand one thing. I actually like Genshin.
You're a fucking disappointment.
It will forever hold a special place in my heart for being Breath of the Wild 2.
I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect.
But seriously, I love this game for carrying me through the early years of COVID. I hope I don't need to remind everyone how miserable those first few months were. Who am I kidding? You've probably already disliked the video. But I still have some stuff to say. So, strap in, or strap on.
Huh?
Because we're going for a ride.
Huh?
First, we need to filter out who actually cares about wanting Genshin to be the best it can be, or who is trying to white knight their billion-dollar company for some bizarre reason. So, here's your warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alright, if you're still watching, it means you don't scare easily. Now, let's start with a huge positive I found in my journey back into Teyvat. How easy it was to slip back into the way things work. The combat, the team rotations, team building, and this probably stems from how easy the game is. Sure, there are players who love blitzing through enemies, they're present in other games, and that's perfectly fine. They're playing the game how they like, and they're having fun doing it. I respect that. Now, before anyone gets upset I called the game easy, it's not an insult. In fact, my own personal enjoyment comes from me not needing to remember strict timings and rotations to maximize damage. I can just Unga Bunga with a Mono Geo team and love the simplicity. It's never going to be Wuthering Waves. Or, better yet, because I know people are like, ooh, you could parry Genshin and Wuthering Waves? It's never going to be ZZZ where you have to at least think about what you're going to do. You can just spam buttons and be like, hey. In fact, I can prove that right now. Because I can just wait for this boss to finally come back. Yep. I can get the shield down. I can Kazuha this. Drop Raiden, I don't know, drop a meatball or whatever. But I can swap to New Villette and just do this. And not think about the game. It's fun. It's simple. Actually, better yet. It's fun because it's simple. That's all I gotta do. And then I can just move about doing that. I can just do that. That's fine. If you're a casual, which, let's be honest, you're playing Genshin Impact, you are as casual as it gets. And that's not a bad thing. The bad thing is when you defend it and be like, wow, this game is better than Wuthering Waves. No, it's fucking not. Stop lying out your ass. It's not even better than... The combat's not even better than Honkai Star Rails. And that's a turn-based game. Just, I wish people, by people I mean Genshin fans, who I suppose are people as well, just stop defending it, and just accept, your game's pretty fucking mid. And that's okay. People can like what they want to like. If you like this, hey, more the power to you. Who am I to say, damn, this game is ass. You enjoy it, you play it how you want. It's really that simple. The complaints built up over the years are numerous. So I want to focus on the few that, to me, are important. Let's start with the combat. It's only ever going to be easy. No matter what anyone says, there's a reason characters like New Villette are the most fuckbusted. Look at how simple he is. There's only so long I can do this before starting to feel bored by it. Not that gachas need the overly complex combat mechanics, but at least that can lead to the fun of discovering a new way to approach an encounter, instead of just hyper-blooming the problem away. Admittedly, I don't know how good hyper-bloom is nowadays. That is about as far as I can go with the positives, because playing the game, I really felt the dated mechanics. Look at this thing. This should have been removed by now. If you say, well, I actually like the stamina bar, you are a liar. It's as simple as that. It's hard not to compare Wuthering Waves and Genshin, and I have more thoughts of this later you may disagree with, but there's a reason players are a lot more satisfied with exploration in WoW. Because it's effortless. For the most part. This still sucks, and I hope this is changed too. And these quality of life changes aren't pay-gated behind characters. It's very predatory, and needs to be called out as often as possible. A quick look at just some upcoming gachas that have these amazing travel options that appear to be all incorporated into the base game. Hell, look at WoW 2.0 giving us flight. I think we can all agree this one simple thing was a standout feature and what was arguably the greatest patch a gacha has ever received. Now, it isn't perfect as it's still region locked to Red Eater, but that doesn't mean it won't be available everywhere further down the line. Look at all these impressive regions in Genshin, and tell me you wouldn't like to be able to see this from a different perspective instead of a glider with a time frame. And yes, I'm aware Natlan characters can do their special traversal in all regions, but it's for considerably less longer, and it's not available to every character. I wanted to quickly talk about some of the changes that have been happening recently. I'm all for improvement, and like the old saying goes, better late than never. Oh yeah, I remember now when she first came out, me and my friend both wailed. He got C6, I got C2. And what nobody tells you, is farming for this set is atrocious because you will not get the substats you need. This is where a good complaint comes. The fact we have to roll for random substats. Oh, let me tell you, it is a bit painful. Better than the tuning system in Within Waves though, hands down. The fact is just, oh yeah, you've got them, you can do it. Yeah, dang, I don't know. But that's the thing. Look at ZZZ. You can actually dictate the main I believe the main stat. Even now, it's not much. This thing, the artifact transmuter, it is not much by any means. It's what, once a week? But the fact that I can now go, I don't know. Let me say Gilded Dreams. You can select which one you want. I can define, confirm that, and I can just get those two substats. The fact that now we can pick that is just, it's a quality of life change that admittedly should have happened earlier, but it is a good thing that they've brought it back, or they've introduced it now, sooner rather than later. Even though, yes, it is later, but, they've still done it. It's a case of, it's slow. It is very, very slow progress, but it is still progress regardless. And fair play for the long-time Genshin fans, the long-time Genshin players. Good for you guys. You're finally getting changes, no matter how slow. They're still there. Change is happening. Change is coming. It's just if you're returning, like I am, or maybe, possibly. When I think of things I dread in Genshin, it's the story. I think the story has promise, but there's so many things going against it. There's a reason I'm still in Fontaine. For every line of dialogue, there is at least 5 of Paimon. And even the announcement of Paimon's VA being replaced doesn't change the damage that's already been done to the characters. Since I'm an English player, it makes sense I'd play with English voices, but honestly, it doesn't matter what language I play in. The story feels so unnecessarily long, it amazes me how regular players haven't made a bigger fuss for a skip button. For being the first big mainstream game for Hoyo, you'd think they'd do better for the players that stayed. If HSI can finally get the skip button players have been asking for, what's stopping you guys? Seriously, demand better for your experience, because despite what you might think, you do deserve better than this.
Hey, wait! Be careful! Hey, wait!
You're not gonna regret it. The payoff is huge.
You are a liar, a heartless murderer, and a cowardly narcissist. The only thing you are not is Vinier's beloved. From the moment
Okay, there is one big issue we have to discuss, and that is the community. Not just Genshin's, but the gacha community as a whole. As much as I loved Genshin back in the day, the main factor behind me slowly drifting away from it was the community aspect. Power creep is inevitable, and it is a problem when it's a sharp spike. Raiden Shogun's release springs to mind where you needed C2, R1, or she was basically unplayable. That is, if you listen to all the Doom posting. However, these comments were spammed everywhere, it was impossible to ignore. And that's not to mention the constant Genshin killer jokes. I want to make my feelings perfectly clear on this. I'm tired. I have no stake in this, by the way. Saying this, I have absolutely no stakes whatsoever. By saying this, I'm tired of everybody comparing the game to Genshin Impact. Yeah. It started off a bit funny at first, being like, oh, hey, Within Waves Genshin Impact. Okay, the memes were funny at the time. Now it's quite clear that it's like, hey, Duet Night Abyss compared to Genshin Impact. This game's 5 years old. Duet Night Abyss is yet to release. And if we want to talk shit real quick, Duet Night Abyss does look like ass. Just go play Warframe. So the new Genshin Killer, yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly, Scythe. Just, oh, the new Genshin Killer. The only thing that can go Genshin is Genshin. Let's be honest. Wuthering Waves, everyone's like, oh, Wuthering Waves is going to kill Genshin Impact. 5 years later, you're still comparing it. First of all, I don't think the games are comparable. I'm being honest. I straight up think Wuthering Waves is a superior, better game than Genshin. And that's perfectly fine. I wanted a game to be a better Genshin Impact. But I want another Genshin Impact in the first place. Does that make sense? Am I explaining that better? Or let me try again. Compare X game to Genshin Impact. It's better than Genshin Impact. But why would I want a new Genshin Impact if I'm tired of talking Genshin Impact? And not just look for a different game. I'm tired of Genshin Impact. It's boring. The devs never listen. I want something new and fresh. Let me go play Genshin Impact 2. That's not new and fresh. That's just Genshin Impact reskinned as another game. Say something like, I'm tired and bored of Genshin Impact. The monotonous gameplay going. Go play a Furio Restart with a PvP dedicated mode. Something that is actually different. It's a turn-based game for a start. It's just, I don't want Wuthering Waves to be a Genshin killer. I want Wuthering Waves to be Wuthering Waves. I want ZZZ to be ZZZ. Duet Night Abyss to be Duet Night Abyss. I don't want Genshin Impact Mark 5. So boring. Everybody comparing things to Genshin Impact. Just compare Genshin Impact to Genshin Impact. Play the fucking game. We are crashing out, I'm not going to lie. Mute. Freaked me the fuck out, by the way. I forgot she does that. I was like, let me read. Oh. You love Wuthering Waves so much. Why are you so hung up on Genshin? If you love Genshin so much, why are you so hung up on Wuthering Waves? Play both for what they are.
Something you
Wuthering Waves and Genshin Impact. They are not the same game.
You have my undivided
I don't know why I did
attention.
that, I'm going to be honest. That felt weird. Weird to anyone else? And I'm sure you may be asking, well, what does he know? He's not played in so long. I want to show you my biggest regret and my greatest lesson, and why I feel justified in critiquing a game I invested so much of my time into, because I won't get that time back, but I can use that experience to hopefully spend my future time wisely, because I'm worried people are going to be like, oh, all this criticism, he's talking out of his ass, he doesn't know Genshin. Like, what the fuck does this guy know? He doesn't play Genshin. My brother in Christ, brace yourself. Yeah, like I said, this is the initial run. His release. This was one of the reruns. I can't remember which one. You got Zhongli, which, by the way, double Staff of Homer.
I swear to fucking God! You have to be fucking kidding me!
Albedo on release. So we got New Villette, which admittedly I didn't wail for the weapon. I got really lucky, but I wail for this guy. I mean, I'm wearing this skin. You know, the paid skin that you have to buy with actual money. I wailed for him, his weapon, and another character. And her weapon. Yes, her is a big spoiler. C1. Raiden, on release, C2R1. Al-Haytham, with the weapon. Oh, look at that. A quality of life improvement locked behind Eidolons. I have Cyno. I got Cyno because I got the weapon first. So I felt obligated to get Cyno. I fucking hate this character. I don't like this character. I don't like using him. Playing games, Eula, with the weapon. Never use this character. I got it because Goon. I goon to this character. Everyone does. Ganyu. I got Ganyu because she's really good. Don't know if she still is, but I like Ganyu. My friend really soiled this character for me. You know what? Let's go. We've still got some more to go. Ayaka. I don't like this character. I don't like using this character, but we've got her. Shenhe. I got her for Eula. Do you see the issue? I got Shenhe for the character I don't fucking use. Yes, I'm heated by this because I know for a fact people are going to be like looking at this going, whoa, that's it. That's all he's got. He doesn't even play the game. Fuck off. I got Ayato. I've got Child. Why the fuck did I need Ayato? Okay, admittedly I listened to M-Tashed on this one. Not a good idea. Yoimiya with the weapon. For one character, I regret this character more than Eula. Shut the fuck up, Hu Tao. I regret this character way more than Eula. What else we got? What else we got? Alucino. I don't know why I've got Alucino. Navia. What even the fuck? Who the fuck is this? So I've got her because I logged in. I needed that quick serotonin boost to gamble. So in case anyone's like, oh, what's he talking about? He doesn't know Genshin. No, I know Genshin. I'm a fucking whale on it. And in fact, I'm pretty sure people are like, oh, that's not really a whale. That's kind of dolphin stuff. That's a sign you have a problem then. If what I've shown you makes you think it's not that bad, it is that bad. You should seek help immediately. If you're going, His account's not that bad, he's not really wailed on it too much. I regretted everything, COVID was rough. Okay? I wanted to leave this point for last, but I want to talk about Bennett. The one character I think is the best character in Gacha, hands down. You heard that right. Not just Genshin. I mean all of Gacha. These are all my opinions, so feel free to disagree by any means, but at least hear me out first. Bennett straight up broke the game. He warped how supports are designed. And I'm not just talking about his C6 causing characters to have this very specific phrase built into their kits. Supports can heal, they can buff damage, but they'll never do it as well as he can. And this is where I believe a big argument of power creep can be made. When has Bennett ever been bad? He's an OG day one release character. And sure, when the game was new, and everyone was too busy having fun to grind and analyze, no one really read kits back then. But over time, we've seen a significant spike in powerful releases, and they've never really been balanced with Bennett in mind. In fact, one of the best calls in the game, all 4 stars, has always been some form of variation of Bennett, Xiangling, Xingqiu. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. I think it's great any player can have access to any of these characters. The issue then becomes that feeling of needing to pull the next big DPS, because the dev team will increase HP to combat how well someone like Bennett is buffing. And, unfortunately for Genshin, like I stated before, its combat isn't really all that hard. It really does just become a damage check instead of planning in advance. What do I care if the enemy hits like Thanos throwing a moon at Tony Stark? When I can just slam down a Bennett and shrug it off. That being said, for all the harm he's caused, it's forced some devs to be careful when making new supports. If one Bennett is game warping, imagine what 2 would do. So, I guess this is where I try and wrap up the points I've hopefully made into an ending. So, if you've skipped to this point, or you made it this far, I need you to know one thing. I love Genshin Impact. I cannot stress enough just how badly I needed something like this during COVID, as I'm sure many of you did. And whilst I may not religiously play, talk, glaze, and cover the game, there's a reason I reinstall and play it again from time to time. It's been such a big part of my life, it's hard not to want the best for something you care about. I just want the game to be better. So if someone else decided, I think I will return to Genshin, they'll remember how good it was, and hopefully how good it still could be. If, and only if, players didn't accept the barely half-assed attempts the devs do. It truly does feel like they hate their own game, and it's become a huge chore to them. It's why so many people, myself included, and I'm positive even you the viewer, see upcoming gachas, and our first thoughts are, wow, I wish Genshin would do this. So to answer the question, no, Genshin is not worth returning to, but there's always hope someday it will be. We just have to hold Hoyo accountable and not accept the slop they think we deserve. Thanks for watching. I'd appreciate you clicking the sub button, but more than that, I'd appreciate it if we could all be respectful to others' opinions. It's not hard to be civil and have a nice conversation. Remember, people only talk shit on the internet because you can't punch them IRL. Hope you enjoyed, and, like always, stay refreshing.